we are here for another On Location Spotlight interview. This is the moment where we sit down with entrepreneurs and business owners to have a casual conversation about their business, the reason for opening their business, their passion for small business growth and development and entrepreneurship, and where they see their business in the future. So I'm here with Janet Peters and her daughter at Your Beauty Supply store here in Marietta, and I would like to welcome them to the On Location Spotlight. How are you?
Great.
Great. Glad that we were able to schedule and coordinate this interview, and all of our listeners and viewers definitely look forward to the small businesses that we feature in our program, because we like to know where our small businesses are, who are the entrepreneurs behind the vision of these businesses, and what we can do to support these small businesses, right? The small businesses are the lifeline of our community. And with 30.5 million small businesses generating 66% of all net jobs in this country, we are always happy to see a new small business, right? So introduce yourselves and tell us a little bit about who you are and your individual roles here at Your Beauty Supply, your Roots Beauty Supply store.
Well, my name is Janet Peters. I am the owner of Your Roots Beauty Supply store. We are a family-owned business, but however, I am involved in the day-to-day of functioning of the store.
Okay, great. And your daughter? Your name?
My name is Imani.
Imani.
I am a
Faith.
supervisor. Yes, I'm a supervisor at Your Roots Beauty Supply, and I also handle social media marketing.
Great. And what inspired you to start Your Roots Beauty Supply store? What was the inspiration behind this wonderful establishment?
Well, my inspiration was twofold.
Mm-hmm.
One, I felt it was time to begin developing a legacy of wealth that can be passed on from generation to generation. So that was one reason. And the other is because the industry just does not have enough people who look like the customers. And
right.
I just felt it was time to make that change, especially with a lot of what was going on throughout the pandemic period with George Floyd and all of that.
Right.
We just felt it was time for a change.
Right. And it's important because I see you have Imani involved in the business, and we talk about generational wealth, right? Leaving wealth for our young ones, our children, nieces, nephews, so on and so forth. And it's always wonderful to see the younger generation taking an interest in the business, right? Hey, Imani, you want to speak to that a little bit?
Yes, because it's definitely important when we go into these stores that we are treated well, and just we have that same kind of personable experience with the owners, because they know what we like, or well, here at least, we know what our customers like. We have some experience in those areas, and I feel like it definitely matters when you go into the store, you see someone who looks like you sitting behind the counter, because you know that they care more.
Right, exactly. And you opened your business in the midst of a pandemic, right? And we've seen businesses that opened prior to the COVID-19 pandemic fail, right? Not because of lack of business, not because of lack of customers or customers just dissatisfied with a product or service, but this pandemic was the most dangerous natural disaster that we've seen in the history of this country, right? What was it like? Like when you decided to open up Your Roots Beauty Supply store, you're sitting there, oh my God, it's COVID-19. Should we open? Should we not open? What was that experience like? What were the discussions that you had with Imani and friends when you were deciding to open up in the midst of a pandemic?
Well, I knew that it was risky. It was definitely a risky decision. But keep in mind, the beauty supply industry was also considered essential business. So at some point, those stores were the first to open back up. Also, we recognize that when people were now people are now doing things for themselves
Right.
that they would not have done for themselves, such as pedicures, manicures, doing their own hair and so on. So we knew that either way it was going to be a good decision
Right.
to go into business. Yes, it was risky. I prayed on it quite a bit, but I did my research.
Right.
I did my research, and I just made the decision to go ahead. Going into business is overall risky, no matter what business you're in.
Right.
So we just made sure we tried to make a smart decision and go for it.
Right, right. And your Roots Beauty Supply store, it's a store that caters to the African American market, right? What is the demand for your type of hair supply? So obviously you opened up this store because there was demand for your hair products and the different types of hair that you sell in the store. So is the demand really great for that when you did your research?
The demand is great because basically the African American community, we couldn't go inside of regular stores and find the products we need. For a long time, they didn't carry the products that we use. So the beauty supply store is almost like a comfort place for a lot of Black women, especially because when you go in there, they're gonna have your shampoo that you've been using, the hair grease you've been using since you were young, the braiding hair. If you want to just braid your own hair, if you're going to the salon to get it braided or a friend. So like the demand for the supplies that we carry is just superior. It's great. Yes.
Right, because even in the midst of a pandemic, you still got to look good.
Right.
And this is a $1 trillion industry.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
It is. So clearly, there is absolutely a demand for
yes,
what we carry.
yes, and you got to look good, and part of lifting your spirits in this type of environment in which we are, the COVID-19 pandemic. Looking good, feeling good. When we talk about dealing with mental health and just overall motivation, right? Getting your hair done and getting the right style of hair is important, right? For the ladies, the gentlemen, whatever. What are the top sellers? I see a lot of products here. And there are a lot of products. When I walked in, I was like, wow.
Yeah.
I said, oh my goodness, there's so much here in terms of inventory. What are some of your top selling products?
Some of our top selling products are definitely the Black-owned hair care products. So the ones that are specifically for natural hair, as well as the ones that just help maintain, like even if you have like relaxed hair or anything like that, but definitely the Black-owned products.
Right.
Other than that, I would say the braiding hair.
Okay.
And the crochet hair.
And wigs.
Yeah.
And wigs.
Wigs are protective style. As you see right behind us, these are wigs.
Right.
And they're pre-braided wigs. So a woman can really just throw on a pre-braided wig and run to Walmart and she look like she spent 5 hours in the shop.
That's right. That's right. That's right.
So there's a huge demand for all of those.
That's right. So ladies, you're not sitting up in a beauty salon for 13 hours getting your hair braided anymore. You just throw on a wig, you go out and you look fabulous,
Absolutely.
right? And your customers, of course, you target the African American market with natural hair products. Do you find, in terms of demographics, older customers, younger customers, a mix? What is it?
I'll say we get a mix.
Okay.
Yes, our target market is African Americans. However, we cater to everyone. We have products for not just Black people or people of color, but we have products for all hair types,
right,
and all genders,
right.
I'll say that, to answer your question, I'll say we get a good mix,
right,
of
okay,
all age groups. Of course, we get the younger population. They love the lashes, they love the gloss.
Yes,
the gloss
yes.
right at the front.
Yes.
They love the bright hair colors.
Yes,
we have that, but also we have the more mature population that come in and they want to maintain their hair. Some of them just want to switch what they've been using for a long time.
Right.
So now we have a solution for them.
Okay, good, good. And that's great because, you don't have just the professional women. You just don't have the hairs for just those who are going into professional environment, but for casual environment as well, and for all age groups. And what's even more important, even though the primary target is the African American market, you have products for everyone.
Yes.
That's important to note you know. And are your supplies sourced mainly in the U.S. or overseas, or is there a hybrid mixture, you know?
It's a hybrid mixture.
It's a hybrid mixture.
Yes.
Okay.
It's a mixture of both, especially the black-owned companies that we carry. They're based here.
Oh, that's great.
But we do, of course, in terms of the hair and so on, those are not based within the U.S.
Great, great. So, Imani, I'll start with you. What is it like to be an entrepreneur? What is it like to set out on this journey, on this entrepreneurial journey of not just having the vision of starting a business, right? But here you are, it's a reality because you're here in the store, your doors are open, you have customers, and now this is where the excitement begins. What is it like to be an entrepreneur?
Well, I'll definitely attribute my entrepreneurship to my mother.
Ah.
About her, honestly, I probably wouldn't be here without her. But being an entrepreneur, I never realized how much like work. Like it's not just even like seeing my mother. Like it's not just 9 to 5. It's every single day, every single hour. Sometimes she just didn't go to bed for like maybe she rested her eyes for 30 minutes.
Right.
But even me, like I'm here, you know, right when we open. When we close, like I'm cleaning up, I'm counting out the registers. Like it's a complete 180 from working in like a corporation, and just like a chain store. Because some of the aspects of that I had no part of, and I didn't have to worry about that.
Exactly.
I stopped out, went home, and that was it. But now it's like, okay, well, what do we have on the shelf? What's out? Okay, well, you have to go and get it.
Right.
Like you have to come bring it back, and it's like it's way more hands-on, and it's hard sometimes because sometimes you kind of lose faith, but then you realize, okay, you have good days and you have bad days.
Right.
And those good days just feel so amazing because then you can look back and look at your work and like, oh wow, it was all worth it. Like it's all coming together, and then seeing people who walk through the door, you know, seeing their faces and their reactions, for us to be here, it's just amazing. I know I never got that feeling when I worked for other companies, like large companies. Right.
And usually when you're building your own business, the business itself takes on the character of the owner, right?
Absolutely.
It takes on the DNA and the identity of the owner, right? So you have total creative control over what comes in, what goes out, what's in the inventory, what's ordered, how the place looks, how it's designed, right? So that when customers walk in, like when I came in this morning to shoot this video, I'm getting that wow effect because this is the first time I'm here. And I'm like, wow, this is amazing. This is really great. You know, and Janet, what about you? What is it like to be an entrepreneur? What is it like to set out as a business owner, taking the risk and dealing with the nuances and ups and downs and disappointments and triumphs? What is it like for you?
I would love to paint a pretty picture. It's a lot of work.
Right. Yes.
It's a lot of work. It takes a lot of money.
Yes.
It's very risky because the risk is 100% yours.
That's right. That's right.
There's no one else to call. There's no one else to reach out to. So, however, the reward is when I stay here till 3 in the morning or I stay here till 2 in the morning, I know that we get the direct result of that hard work.
Right.
I love it. I would not want to do anything else. I've worked in corporate America for over 20 years.
Wow.
And I decided that once I start doing it, this is it for me. I don't want to do anything else. I don't want to go back. I want to invest because I was always that person who worked late.
Yes.
I was always that person who put in 12, 13 hours. I was always the person who would open the business and drive out, and everyone else is gone. The C-level management's gone, and my car is the only one out there.
Right.
So I figured if I put that same energy into my own, I can get the same results or more.
Exactly.
So
exactly.
It's definitely rewarding.
Yes, it's reward when you're sitting in corporate America. You're working that 9 to 5, or like I say, because there's no more 9 to 5, right? Let's face it, right? You get there 7:30 in the morning. You're there till 8 at night, right? And I came out of the banking industry on Wall Street, Chase Manhattan Bank, and I remember those days going home late at night in the Lincoln Town Car, right? And coming up in corporate as an engineer, and staying late, coming in early, staying late, working Saturdays. But you're doing that for somebody else.
Yeah.
You're doing that for someone else. But here you are, your Roots Beauty Supply, your Roots Beauty Supply. And you are putting all of that energy, you're channeling all that energy in growing something that takes on your identity.
Yes.
And for the customers and for anyone who finds this as a source for their beauty, right?
Correct.
Exactly. And the traffic, I noticed there's several key businesses in here, a couple of other businesses on the other side. What is traffic like? You get a lot of vehicular traffic, foot traffic, a mixture, good flow?
Yeah, we're getting a pretty good flow. It's picking up. I'll say it's good that we have the feeder stores, as you said, because you see, some of the stores are auto stores, so people will sit there for a while.
Yes.
So as opposed to sitting there, they'll come in here.
Right.
Then you have the beauty, the salon next door.
Right.
Once their customers are done getting their hair fixed, they need something to maintain the hair.
Exactly.
So they come in here, and then you have. I'm sorry?
You have the braiders.
You have the braiders.
And the braiders, right.
We have braiders right there, and we have braiders across the street.
Right, and I'm sure they come in here for supplies.
They come in here for supplies, and they send their customers over.
Exactly.
So there's a comfort level, we have a relationship. They also give us feedback.
Right.
And we're open to feedback. So in terms of the traffic, absolutely, we're growing. People are getting to know more about us, and the traffic is picking up.
Right, so you guys are like the supermarket that's positioned right next to the restaurant.
That's it.
Right, so the restaurant runs into the supermarket, or the local market, and they pick up all the ingredients, the raw materials to go back, and finish their product, right? So your online presence, do you currently have an online presence or a website that you can send customers to?
So we do have an online presence, but it's not a e-commerce.
Right.
However, if they need to know more about us, where we're located, how to get to us, I've had customers send me messages through there asking about products before they come in. So yes, we are there. And our website is yourrootsbeautysupply.com.
Right, just like the name of the store, right? Yourrootsbeautysupply.com, and right? Before we go forward, it's pretty interesting because in the African American communities, we are used to seeing Asian hair care businesses. You see the manicure and pedicure places that are predominantly owned by Asian entrepreneurs. But it's really interesting, and it's really encouraging to African Americans who are interested in going into the hair care business and the hair supply business to see businesses like Your Roots Beauty Supply, right? And I was doing some research on the hair care industry and business, and it says here Korean Americans control 70% of beauty supply stores in America, right? Koreans controlled the import and export market for beauty and supplies, right? In 2017, Black consumers spent $54 million on ethnic hair and beauty supplies. So that's really significant. You think if we extrapolate that total revenue to 2021, you probably see a 25% increase, from the 54 million spent in 2017, right? 473 million was spent just on hair care alone, right? Black-owned beauty supply stores number around 3,000 plus in the U.S., right? Overall, the beauty industry is around, just the beauty industry, right? 90 billion, right? Demographics in Cobb County, African-American, 29%, right? Demographics of Marietta, about Black and African-American, about 30%. Demographics of those in just the 30066 zip code alone is about 10.5 to 11%. So you do have within the immediate area a healthy market, right? That would patronize your business. And I know that in the neighboring areas, not just because we were just at the beginning of Cobb, so somewhat, but if Fulton County is next door, and then you have the other neighboring areas who are interested in patronizing your business, that's within a decent driving range, would definitely come, to Your Roots Beauty Supply store. So when you talk about location, how ideal was this location for you?
I'll say this location, maybe on paper, it seems like it may not have been ideal because the demographics of African Americans are so low. However, it was ideal because there is a need. There's a need right here in this space.
Exactly.
We have the university, Kennesaw State University. That's not far. When people come in here, that is the first thing they say. We've been waiting.
Right.
was for a black-owned company to come.
Mm-hmm.
We've been waiting for someone who could speak our language.
Mm-hmm.
Also, we're getting a lot, more than we expected, but we're getting a lot of parents of mixed children who are
Right.
coming in and asking for help.
Right.
They're asking, I have this child, I don't know what to do with their hair. Can you help us?
Right.
So the location for us is perfect
Mm-hmm.
because there's such a demand and people have been waiting for this store for such a long time.
Right, exactly. And there is a need. I mean, the statistics may be low, but I mean, there's still a need, right? And there's still a healthy population of African Americans in Cobb County, in Marietta, in 30066, who need to know that you are here.
Yes.
You are here. And they have friends and they have family. And they would say, hey, come here to Your Roots Beauty Supply Store. Because if there's anybody out there like me, I will travel throughout the metro Atlanta area. If there's a business I'm comfortable with, distance is not a problem for me. Distance is never a problem. I go down to Macon to patronize businesses.
You're not the majority.
No, I'm not the majority, no. And I have gone out to Augusta too. Like I said, distance is not a problem for me. And marketing and advertising, are you doing more social media marketing or is it word of mouth so far? Or what are you capitalizing on?
We do a lot of grassroots marketing. We print flyers, hundreds of flyers, and we go out and we hand them out to people in the grocery stores, in the area. We hand them out to barbershops. We're just out there building relationships. All of the stores here in this area have put some of our flyers on their countertop. We've just gotten such a great response. Also, we're using social media.
Right.
We're marketing via social media, especially locally.
Right.
We're letting people know we are here. And so when they come in, they tell us where they've seen us.
Right.
And just, again, developing relationships with others who are going to pass the word on, as well as we're taking advantage of Google.
Right.
So we're using all mediums of marketing.
Right, and that's great because I learned about Your Roots Beauty Supply Store from a mutual friend of ours. So she said, hey, Austin, there's this beauty supply store that you need to go out and interview. I said, okay, who are they and where are they? And that's how we connected, and it's great because word of mouth travels and people find out about you and they learn about you before they meet you personally, So, and then after they meet you, the challenge is now to keep them, to keep them coming back and buying from you. Right, and what's the value proposition that you bring to this market? What is the value of Your Roots Beauty Supply Store? Why should customers buy from you? And what is unique? The one thing about you that no other beauty supply store has.
I'll let Imani start.
Okay, Miss Imani.
Well, we are somewhat of a one-stop shop. You come here, you get your lashes, your wigs, your braiding hair, your hair products, but you also get your gloss, your nail polish. You can get bonnets and like other things that you haven't seen before, like a mascara shield and just other things that most beauty supply stores don't have. You also get, like I said, a personal experience. When people have questions, we try to help them out, try to help them find the products they're looking for, and we also take customer feedback. So let's say you come and you didn't find exactly what you want, you let us know, we can try to see if we can find something comparable to that, or just start carrying the product. So we are, like I said, we're very hands-on because we really do care about our customers. We want to make sure that they have a good experience and that they keep coming back to us. And that's something that a lot of places don't necessarily care about. They feel like, oh, well, if they don't like it, well, that's fine. But we care. We care about the community and the people in the community, so we want to make sure that they're well served. Yes.
Right, that's great. And it's great for the brand of the store and the brand of the enterprise. And you said several things that really stuck with me. Customer feedback. And when you're building your customer relations management system, right, your CRM, it is so important to keep in contact with your customers. No business ever want a one-off. You don't want a customer to come in for that one time and that's it. You lose that customer, right? You continue to build that relationship with those customers. you continue to offer discounts or whatever it is. You build a database so you know special dates, like maybe anniversaries and birthdays that come up, you know, and other important things that you want to know about your customers, right? Because you're building that relationship. And again, I always say the most inexpensive way to market is to have a very pleasing customer base, right? Because when they're pleased with you, they'll tell other people to come and shop with you, right? When they find you desirable, when they really see your value, they will tell other people. So you don't have to expense yourself with marketing, right? That much, right? Because you can always rely on word of mouth marketing.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
And now, because you're new, how long have you been in business?
So January 16th.
January 16th. Wow. Okay. All right. But that's good. That's good, because you're in that critical phase of that small business life cycle, right? That first year, right? You've been in business long enough to at least learn some lessons so far, right? So what is one lesson that you have learned in the 5 weeks that you've been open as a business?
One lesson that I've learned is no matter how much you have, people will continue to ask you for something else.
Which is good.
Which is good. But also you have to, when you decide to go into business, you definitely want to plan to reinvest the money back into the business as you continue to grow.
Right.
You never want to run out of products.
That's right.
So that is something that we're learning. Like, we always have to be ready to backfill.
Right.
Also, as you said, relationship is so very important. When our customers come in, we immediately welcome them. You know, even if we're busy, we welcome them. We make them feel comfortable.
Right.
Also, we ask them for whenever they have a challenge, we ask them what their challenges are. So that's something that we do. We dialogue with our customers and we build relationships. So that's one thing we recognize is very important.
Right.
And that is a huge lesson for us. Continue to build those relationships with our customers and continue to communicate with them and continue to backfill.
That's right. And whenever you have, like, say for instance, a customer may come in, right, and they're expecting you to have X, Y, Z, right? And you may make a list or put them in a database. So when you start ordering those products and you call that customer and say, hey, we have this product in that you were asking for, right? And then they come in, they rush in and they spend money with you and they're like, oh, wow, thank you so much, because now you're helping me to take my look and my appearance in a direction which I've always wanted to take it. And you're helping them solve a problem. Right, and you know, the supply chain, your inventory, and making sure that products are always here, like especially your most popular products, right, the most sold products, and making sure there are a lot of lessons. I mean, small businesses learn, entrepreneurs learn in that first year of operating, and I always say the most successful entrepreneurs are the ones who pay attention to lessons learned, they document, and they make sure that they don't return to that experience. Right, because we all build off experiences, good and bad, and we all leverage those experiences to grow our businesses sustainably, right, and successfully, right? Where do you see your Roots Beauty Supply store 5 years from now? Like, if I come back, if I don't see you ever again in the next 5 years, and I all of a sudden coming here, maybe, who knows, maybe you'll be knocking down walls and you'll expand because you have all these requests. But where do you see your Roots Beauty Supply 5 years from now?
Well, I'll definitely say we will have a lot more products. As I said, we want to be that one-stop shop, all right, for us. Also, we will potentially have another location.
Great.
So we're looking at growth.
Okay.
We're absolutely looking at growth.
Right. So you're looking, because you have this store here in Marietta. Are you looking at another Marietta location, or maybe you're looking to venture into another area, like, say, Gwinnett County, or are you looking at other areas? What is it?
So we don't foresee it being in Marietta, per se, but it will definitely be possibly Gwinnett. It's possible, you know. But it'll be an area that makes sense for us. Right,
yeah, exactly, because you'll do your feasibility analysis and market research and determine where your need is.
Absolutely.
Right? That's great. So tell us about your hours. I'm sure after this video gets published, they'll be like, oh my God, your Roots Beauty Supply store, I want to go. So tell us about your hours of operation, where you're located, and how folks can reach you if they want to find out about your products.
Okay. Well, our hours are currently Monday through Saturday, 10 to 7, and on Sundays we open at noon until 5 p.m. However, those aren't set in stone just yet. They are subject to change, but those are just our hours for right now at the moment. However, for any updates, you can definitely find us on Instagram and Facebook at Your Roots Beauty Supply. You can also find us at Twitter at Your Roots Beauty. And then we're located, our brick and mortar store is going to be at 3020 Canton Road in Marietta, Georgia, 30066.
Right, and I'll put all that information up. And I'm sure once the website gets really developed, your customers and members of your target market can also go online when that gets developed, and we'll continue to let that information. We'll continue to track that and let that information be published once it gets fully developed, and they can go online and purchase products from your website, because not just being able to walk into your bricks and mortar location, but I'm sure you would want your customers from wherever they are to order from you.
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah. So, are there any final thoughts? Anything that you would want to, in this wrap up, that you want to tell your customers and your target market and those who might be interested in shopping from you?
Yeah. Well, I'll let Imani.
Go ahead, Imani. She's training you. You're in training.
Okay. I would just say that we are a Black-owned beauty supply store, and that is extremely huge. As you may know, as the viewers may know, that it's very hard to come across a beauty supply store like us that have a lot of products, that are personable, and that really just care. Anything you need, just let us know. If we don't carry it already, we'll definitely carry it in the future. We have lashes, hair care products, wigs, hair dye, everything you need. We have the stuff that you grew up with. We carry the stuff you haven't seen before and you're interested in finding out. We definitely have the natural hair care products that you can never find anywhere else that usually sold out. We probably have those too. Definitely come and support if you can. If not, just spread the word, and hopefully we'll come to your area soon.
Great.
And if I may add to that, we
Sure.
also carry accessories.
Yeah.
So the little fanny packs, the little last minute gloves, the leggings, because we want to be that, again, one-stop shop where you can come in and not just buy one thing, but you buy multiple items.
Exactly.
And you're fine. You don't have to make another stop on your way home. So
Right.
we look forward to seeing everyone.
Right. And guys like me, right? I'm not into eyelashes or anything like that. I'm not. So guys like me might want, hey, that sounds like a store that, you can get all your female products. What about the guys? Can guys get something here too?
I'm glad you mentioned
Yes.
that.
Yeah.
We have a whole section just for men. We have the beard growth oil, because we get men who come in quite a bit of time and I say, listen, I'm struggling with my beard. It's not growing. So we have beard growth oil. We have beard maintenance, shampoos and oils. We have dyes for men here. We have everything.
Wow.
Yeah, waving butter, waving caps, do-rags. We have a whole section just for men.
I just to add to that, just for the men who aren't used to taking care of their hair on their own, all of our products are completely unisex.
Oh,
I don't want them to believe, I don't want anyone to believe that, that's just for girls. No, hair care products are for everyone, I promise.
Right.
So if you're just starting out, you're curious, you come and we can definitely help you out. Find some new products out, keep it nice, soft, curly. If you want to change up your look, we definitely have you covered as well.
Right, that's great. And fellas, you see, Your Roots Beauty Supply store is not just for the women, it's for us too, right? So we can come in and get our beard conditioning and everything, all the other supplies that we as men like in order to maintain our upkeep, right? And then the other thing, also important to mention, even though it's a Black-owned hair supply store, primarily targeting African-American customers, anyone who is not African American can come and buy products from here. Also, you can call in and just make sure that, hey, do you have a particular product, right, that I'm interested in, right? And then we'll put the phone number. You want to give them that phone number again?
Oh, the phone. But you can always visit our website, www.yourrootsbeautysupply.com.
Right. That's great. That's great. Well, oh my goodness, Imani and Janet, I had a wonderful interview today.
So do we. Thank you.
And I am so impressed with Your Roots Beauty Supply Store. Your Roots Beauty Supply Store, right? That means it was designed with you in mind, right? And for this video, I would like for my viewers, for TM Consulting LLC channel, I would like for you to share this video. I would like for you to hit the like button, leave a wonderful comment, right? And subscribe to my YouTube channel. I just love sitting with entrepreneurs and small business owners and learning about their journey, especially those businesses which are still in its infancy, that are young and upstarts and are moving through that first year, that second, third, fourth, and fifth year of operation and startup. This is Austin Thompson with the On Location Spotlight interview for Thompson Management Consulting. We are here at Your Roots Beauty Supply Store in Marietta, Georgia. I thank you for tuning in and look out for another video for the On Location Spotlight series. Thank you so much for joining us. Happy Black History Month. We are in the final day, and they are Your Roots Beauty Supply Store. They are making history.